The peanut, scientifically known as Arachis hypogaea, is a fascinating legume that hides a botanical mystery. It blooms above ground, but bears fruit underground. Although many consider it a nut, it actually belongs to the same family as broad beans and beans. Native to South America, peanuts have been cultivated by pre-Columbian civilizations for more than 3,500 years. Their seeds are nutritional powerhouses, rich in protein, healthy fats, vitamin E, magnesium, phosphorus, and antioxidants such as resveratrol, a compound with anti-cancer and cardioprotective effects. They are also a natural source of tryptophan, an amino acid precursor to serotonin, which helps combat depression and anxiety. But their power goes beyond nutrition. They can be grown in patios, balconies, and even in a deep pot, without the need for a garden. In Mexico, they are called cacahuate. In Peru, maní. In Brazil, amendoim. What do you call them in your country? In every corner of the world where peanuts are grown, there are hands that sow them with patience and hope. Hands weathered by the sun, which understand that the land is not only worked, but respected. We pay tribute to those anonymous farmers who make it possible for a simple seed to become food. Because behind every pod that emerges from the ground, there is a story of effort, heritage, and love for rural life. At Farming World, we believe that sharing this knowledge is a way of honoring that wisdom. That's why we invite you to subscribe to our channel, show your support with a like, and download our free organic gardening ebook, where you'll also find access to our complete course on sustainable home gardening. Let's learn together and cultivate awareness. Although many associate it with snacks or industrial snacks, the peanut is much more than that. Their life cycle involves a unique phenomenon. After fertilization, the flower stalk curves toward the ground and buries itself to form the fruit. No other popular edible plant does this. It is a perfect dance between biology and plant instinct. Under the right conditions, with sandy, well-drained, calcium-rich soil, peanuts can grow vigorously without taking up much space. This makes them ideal for urban gardens, terraces, and small-scale cultivation. They do not need large areas, but they do require a lot of attention at the right time for harvesting. Their origin dates back to Andean cultures, where they were used not only as food, but also as medicine. The ancient Peruvians included them in funeral rituals as an offering of energy for the afterlife. Today, modern science has confirmed what ancient peoples already intuited. Peanuts strengthen the heart, reduce bad cholesterol, stabilize blood sugar, and are a sustainable source of energy for those who perform intense physical work. They have even been proven effective as an adjunct in male fertility therapies thanks to their zinc and arginine content. And all this in a simple underground seed. In Vietnam, India, China, Argentina, and Senegal, peanuts represent a vital source of income for thousands of farming families. But they are also a symbol of food sovereignty. They can be grown with very few resources and without the need for synthetic fertilizers. In fact, one of their most notable virtues is their ability to fix nitrogen in the soil thanks to their symbiosis with bacteria of the genus Rhizobium. This naturally enriches the soil for subsequent crops. Therefore, peanuts not only feed, they also regenerate. They are a generous plant, and that makes them a perfect ally for sustainable agricultural systems. Planting begins with a careful selection of seeds. They must be large, intact, and unblemished. They are then sown directly into the soil, about 2 inches deep. Surprisingly, they don't need much space. A wide planter or a deep pot is enough to start the process. If the weather is warm and the soil remains moist without becoming waterlogged, the first leaves will sprout in a week. After 40 days, yellow flowers begin to appear, and with them, the hidden spectacle of their reproduction. The flower stalk curves toward the ground, as if seeking to return to its origin. And there, in the darkness, the peanut pod begins to grow. Each plant can produce up to 40 or 50 fruits. But its yield depends on several factors: soil quality, watering frequency, and above all, the timing of the harvest. Harvesting too early can result in unripe fruits. Harvesting too late causes them to break when dug up. The key is to observe the leaves. When they begin to turn yellow and dry out, it's time to act. The plant is taken by the base and carefully pulled out, shaking off the soil to reveal the hidden pods. It is a powerful image. What was invisible for months now emerges as a promise fulfilled. Then comes drying, an essential stage. The peanuts must be left in the sun for several days, protected from rain, so that they lose their internal moisture. This process enhances their flavor and prevents mold growth. Some farmers hang the entire plants upside down in well-ventilated sheds. Others shell them and spread them out on tarps. The important thing is that they dry evenly, and once dry, they are ready to be eaten, roasted, or processed. From root to palate, the peanut is a noble food, and every gram contains the invisible work of those who patiently cultivated it. The peanut is also versatile. In Latin America, it is transformed into creams, oils, sauces, and sweets. In Africa, it is the basis for energy-boosting soups. And in Asia, it is fermented to make salty snacks and alternative soy products. Their oil is heat-resistant and low in trans fats. Their flour is rich in protein. Even their shells can be used as biomass or composting material. Nothing is wasted. And in a world crying out for sustainable solutions, this small legume proves that abundance can also be humble. Few people know that peanuts are not nuts, but legumes, a cousin of beans and lentils. It shares with them not only the way it grows underground, but also its nutritional profile. Its high protein content makes it an ideal choice for vegetarian and vegan diets. It also provides healthy fats, such as oleic acid, which is abundant in olive oil. Including peanuts in your daily diet can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease and improve brain function. It is no coincidence that in many cultures they are considered food for the soul and body. Such a simple plant, with surprising power, and it is not only grown to feed us. In many rural communities, peanuts represent a powerful economic alternative. Their ease of cultivation, the possibility of obtaining several harvests per year, and their wide demand make them a strategic crop for small producers. There are microcredit programs in countries such as India, Uganda, and Bolivia that focus on training women farmers to grow and sell peanuts sustainably. This grain, then, not only nourishes, but also empowers. It elevates the family economy and strengthens the social fabric from the roots up. In times of climate crisis, peanuts offer another crucial advantage. They are drought-resistant. Their deep root system allows them to seek moisture in underground soil layers. As a result, they can thrive where other crops fail. In addition, because they do not require as much fertilizer or pesticides, their environmental footprint is low. This makes them an agricultural gem for regions with water shortages or affected by climate change. Betting on peanuts is betting on resilience, and in an increasingly unpredictable world, that quality can make the difference between fertile land and barren fields. Over the centuries, different civilizations have found in peanuts not only a food, but a symbol. In Mesoamerica, the Maya used them as currency and as a sacred ingredient in fertility rituals. In Africa, they are part of the celebration of births and marriages. And in Asia, it is common to give peanuts as gifts at weddings, as a wish for prosperity and longevity. On every continent, peanuts have taken root culturally, crossing borders and uniting peoples. Few seeds can boast of having traveled so far and been so well received in so many different homes. But like any crop, peanuts also face threats. Silent enemies such as soil fungi, insect pests, and viruses transmitted by aphids can decimate an entire crop if action is not taken in time. That is why more and more farmers are opting for integrated agroecological management systems, crop rotation, use of natural barriers, biological control with beneficial insects, and application of organic compost. This approach not only protects the crop, but also regenerates soil health and promotes more conscious agriculture. The future of peanuts also depends on our ability to protect their environment. In recent years, science has begun to rediscover the hidden potential of peanuts. Medical research is studying them as an ally in the treatment of Alzheimer's disease, thanks to their niacin and resveratrol content. Other studies analyze their anti-inflammatory effect and their role in preventing certain types of cancer. It has even been found that their fiber promotes intestinal microbiota, strengthening the immune system from the digestive tract. What our grandparents already intuited with their empirical wisdom is now being confirmed in laboratories around the world. Peanuts are not only tasty, They are also medicine. At agricultural fairs in many countries, it is still possible to see producers selling their roasted peanuts in paper cones with pride in their eyes. There, amid laughter, anecdotes, and calloused hands, knowledge is passed on that cannot be learned from books. How do you know if a seed is good? How do you identify the exact point of maturity? How do you read the language of the plant when it is lacking something? The answers to these questions are not found in manuals, but in shared experience. In this sense, the peanut is also a silent teacher. To cultivate it is to learn, and learning in the field is always sowing the future.